This conference will now be recorded.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go ahead and look over the minutes if you haven't done so yet. On our own page. Any additions or corrections?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye. Thank you. And then once the president is appointed, you notice I had to leave that blank. We'll get the signature of who's ever appointed president, and I'll probably reprint this for the next meeting with the president's name and title.
So we'll take the floor for nominations for president.
I'll nominate Josh Kessler for president.
I'll accept.
I'll second that.
Mike? Okay, motion by Lori to nominate Josh and seconded by Mike.
You gotta vote on two.
Yeah, then you can say all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, great, thank you. Congratulations, Josh.
All right. Nominations for vice president. I'll nominate Mike.
I'll second that nomination.
I'll do it.
I've got a second, so all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great, unanimous. Congratulations, Mike. Can't go to Florida now, Mike.
One blind.
All right.
Go north. Must be good.
There you go. All right. So next thing is switching meeting dates.
Right, yeah, and I gave you the background, it's summarized here if you hadn't had a chance to read it electronically. The background is, at the last meeting or two, I forget exactly when, the RDC expressed strong interest that you want to meet more regularly, perhaps regularly, at least in the very near future, with our town attorney, Kurt Bachman. And the motivation for that was that Kurt, you're interested in the attorney kind of explaining the role of RDC in terms of economic development and perhaps with a particular emphasis on housing development, which is a very hot topic right now, you could say, in that the town is entertaining potential interest on the part of a major landowner. And I just gave you an email, before the meeting electronically, saying that course of that meeting has changed. And I don't know if you want to get into that right now or not, but so Kurt Bachman was only available the third Wednesdays of the month. And so Vicki had the idea, switch BZA, who hasn't really had the need to meet that much last year anyways. And we don't know how many times this year, but if they would switch with you, then the RDC meeting would be on the third Wednesday, and BZA take this slot the second Wednesday. Of course, if you vote yes, you'd be in favor of it. Next week, it's on BZA's agenda. And if they vote yes, then okay, great. There's a match made in heaven.
Anybody have any ideas, concerns?
I don't have any conflicts with changing it.
Conflicts. Same, no conflicts. Wednesdays are combined.
Yeah, but Mary,
Barry, they're asking you heard of any conflict if we choose the third the third Wednesday, to meet the third Wednesday monthly. You're good with that. I think you had weighed in previously. Thank you. Yeah, Barry is indicating yes, no problem. He's on board, and I am as well. And Kurt, of course, just said he is. So all we would need, if that's the wish of the group, to motion to suggest that group, and I'll inform BZA of what your vote is, and they'll have that info next week.
Motion for yes.
Okay.
Is that what, I'm assuming that's what we're waiting on?
motion to change our meeting date
Yeah.
to
Second.
Yes.
the third Wednesday.
So Mike Gavin made the motion.
I can second it.
We got a second on it, so all in favor, changing to the third Wednesday of the month?
Aye.
Okay, unanimous, great, thank you. And then, so if I may, Josh, could I explain briefly the email that I sent regarding the housing development meeting? And this all came about, we received legal advice that to have the two groups, even have the one group meet the council and then you add the RDC to it, it started to balloon into a lot of, here's what you got to do, almost an endless thing, not endless, but tasks that we would have to do. And then it kind of, and it was, and our legal advice was such that everybody in that room would have to follow a pretty strict protocol as far as what could be said, and that there, you can't give any sense that you're, as a group, giving any kind of a consensus like, oh yeah, we like this, we're for it, like a straw poll. And that surprised me, honestly. Straw polls, very common usage, but in Indiana, I guess they've gotten very strict according to our attorney. So anyways, it presented a difficult way in order to go about that type of meeting, to have it in closed doors. Now, to have it in open door, there were some disadvantages of that too, from the developer's standpoint. If there were to be any housing development, you want to keep it a little bit under wraps until they have land sewed up that would be necessary, so that you wouldn't get any price escalation going around. And as well as people coming out of the woodwork, approaching the town, approaching the developer, reporters, this, that, and the other. So anyways, the alternative, and Vicki came up with this idea, and the attorney liked it, and it worked out from the standpoint of he suggested, or she suggested, and we do just a minority of the council, turned out to be 2 members. And it's going to be Zane, who has had some discussion with the particular housing landowner, and then Abby, who has an expressed interest and some experience in maybe housing development in general, the housing question anyways. Her group has maybe helped fund maybe different proposals or something. She's got some involvement and a strong interest. So it was agreed those 2 counselors would meet with the landowner and whatever economic development reps he wants to bring, which we believe, we know at this point is going to be B. Noble and Melanie Kellogg and Hub, Ryan Chasey. And I told John, and or anybody else that he might have in partnership or family that he feels, wants to be in on this, to give him, the second opinion or something. But yeah, so that's who's going to meet. And then they will be accompanied by myself, the town attorney, Kurt Bachman, and our two technical team members, which would be Street Department Superintendent Corey Miller and Water Sewer Superintendent Terry Borker, to be able to answer any infrastructure related questions that come up. Then, and then unfortunately, we knew that RDC was interested, and that was the original plan, to have RDC meet with the council and, let's get everybody in on the ground floor. But now the thinking is that this group would then take the initial meeting, then afterwards, we expect if there's some kind of serious interest, okay, on the part of the developer and the landowner, okay, what do you need? What do you want? What's your proposal? So we expect that then to come in hand to us, and that's when we would then involve RDC. Because we're just kind of assuming, it's a good presumption that they're needing something in the town. That's what it was a year and a half ago when they had started these conversations, or almost 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah, end of '93, early '94. And so anyway, so we do kind of think that it's going to go in that direction, that, this development might need something. Why do they want to meet with us otherwise? And if they need something, what's it going to be? Something in the way of town infrastructure that's lacking there, we think. And then, depending on what that cost is. And then they really need to show, I'll be asking this at the meeting that I had, that I sit down with them. And I've already mentioned that ahead of time to John McGill, so he understands the questions coming, that typically, and this will benefit RDC knowing this too, I think I mentioned last time maybe, that, a town doesn't just give its resources, to a project. It's okay to do so, and it needs to. When does it need to? Well, when the town wants that development, needs that development, and when the development needs the town's investment, or it won't happen without it. And that's the but-for clause, it's commonly called, where the developer is supposed to show, town's supposed to ask for it, to prove that they need the funds, that the development won't happen but for the money we're requesting that the town infuse into the deal. And it's always a good and safer investment. It used to be I don't know, in certain states or this or that towns would maybe give monies without strings, or give money toward stuff that they wouldn't own, like literally buildings, or a spec building that, okay, that's kind of a good idea, it might house 20 businesses, but it is speculative, and maybe the town would end up owning that building, but that's a risk. If you can put it in the ground, or something that is of benefit to the town and future users or whatever, such as infrastructure, water main, sewer, then that's or land. Maybe we own the land, or so, in certain instances. Maybe you wouldn't do that so much with housing, but maybe you would with industrial or commercial. But anyway, so that then is a safer bet. So that said, it is very likely, in my opinion, that this group is going to be involved, because if there is a request for town assistance, and for infrastructure in particular, boom, TIF monies appropriate for that. And it may even be in the TIF district itself, the actual land, I believe it is. And, but anyway, so that's what's coming down the pike, but that's what changed and why. And I did send everybody an email to that effect. I think at about 5:00 p.m. tonight is when everything was kind of agreed by everybody that this would be the new direction.
I'm still a little confused on the reasoning for one RDC member not able to attend with 2 town council members, because now you don't have a quorum or a official open meeting in any case, so.
Yeah, and it's a good question, Lori, and a good point, and I would tend to agree with that perspective that it may be helpful. But the thinking on that was, we only have 45 minutes, at least this is what it was explained to me, that Zane in particular realized it's a short amount of time. We're going to have questions, they're going to have questions, and it's like that meeting's going to fly by, and he didn't want it to be too overwhelmed, let's say, with questions, and so that was the thinking there.
Okay. I hear you. But I disagree with the assessment that one of us can't sit in a meeting and not extend the 45-minute time frame required.
Well, you know something, okay, bingo. I mean, that's a good point, and you know what? It's though given the email out to everybody, it's not till February 10th. A lot could happen, but so if you felt you wanted to make a phone call to somebody, by all means, and that, who knows, there could be a change of opinion there. And or if you want to, I don't, if you want to make a motion to that effect, well, then it's there it is. The RDC has said.
Yeah, I don't. It's fine. I can address it personally or
yeah,
privately.
Either informally or even
I don't understand the reasoning
your
behind
call.
that, so it doesn't feel right to me to be shut out of.
And it wasn't, and it's understandable what you're saying, and therefore I really feel you have 2 options. You could formally say something or just informally approach it, because we're looking at how many weeks, is it 3 weeks away, February 10, maybe more, about that. And so, but I will say this, but for whatever it's worth, there was no, no insult intended. They were just, trying to make, our heads were spinning with at first legal advice. Now, and Kurt did give us some options to meet on that basis, but it was like so convoluted and so many perceived risks involved that there wasn't the willingness to kind of take some of the challenge.
I think what would alleviate my feelings about it would be to exchange an email with Kurt Bachman, for this committee to exchange an email with Kurt Bachman and say, we just want to make sure that the RDC's abilities to help in these circumstances is represented. I mean, that's my concern, is that the town hasn't used the RDC for anything like this before, may not bring it up in their conversation, because we've had these conversations too. I don't know, I just feel like I would like the assurance to know that the RDC, their potential role in it is very well considered. That's where I'm coming from. And I don't need to be there, but I feel like it's maybe Kurt understands if you guys agree with that.
I mean, I feel that, even if someone's there, I mean, you don't have to be talking, but just being in on the conversation and listening and knowing.
Communication has been a difficulty in previous requests for funding from this board, and I'm trying to alleviate that.
Well, and remember, you might be alluding to, or maybe not, but the roof subject was, for the benefit of maybe Brady, I don't know if you heard the end of that story at the end of the year, not Gavin. The RDC didn't really get involved in the roof funding of the roof project until the latter end, and they kind of said, no, not interested just yet. We need more info, and they were suggesting a different approach, which we went to, by the way. But anyway, so that's my train of thought. So with, yeah, I mean, I kind of think you should formalize what you want to say. You'll get in the minutes and it's there, and, we can say it in the nicest way because you're wanting to be involved for the best reasons. And as you said, 2 is a minority of the council. Two is, how many do we have with just 5 voting members? So 3 is a majority, 2 would be a minority. And again, remember, Zane came to the meeting over the roofing, and there was sort of a pledge that we're going to keep the RDC involved, and so that was the intent. And so it wouldn't be insulting to kind of reemphasize and to reiterate that, hey, we are RDC, we, to the town council, or whoever you want to go to Kurt, we're very interested, and we're going to play a role if it comes to TIF funding. And there was a sense expressed to us over the roof issue that we would be involved early on. And anyways, and the intent is to involve you, but after the initial meeting, after they present a proposal.
I feel like we'd be more prepared if we are in on some of these talks, not necessarily involved, but like
Just present to it
Yeah.
for ourselves, I think, is the value of being there. And if there needs to be ground rules set on the meeting on their part for us, that's fine. But I think hearing it for ourselves and being able to prepare questions to ask as we proceed down the pipe. It's just, to me, it's just, if we're truly going to collaborate as a community,
Yeah.
then we all need to be at the table.
If you need infrastructure people, but you need finance, maybe from TIF, that's us.
Right.
Yes.
And it sounds like the ground rules are set with the town council already, just 2 members.
Right.
And, we could have a motion along the lines of requesting to be able to attend that meeting with no more than 2 of our members, which would not be a quorum during this exploratory phase, so we're in on this communication.
Yeah.
In the sense of collaboration, I would add to that.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
really, I
Yeah.
feel like where it's coming from is if we're really going to be collaborators, then
Yeah.
we all need to be there.
And just request that. And that request would just be made to the council who's going to have the meeting, correct?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, yeah, they're the ones that have.
In an exploratory fashion, meeting
Right.
a landowner who has interest in
It's
housing.
a non-majority.
Yep.
2 members of the council, so it is a council-driven meeting of sorts.
Yeah.
And staff was with me, just involved in arranging things, and the attorney.
Yeah.
Not so much, other than he's just giving the opinions as far as what kind of a meeting can be had.
So would it be in the lines of a motion, or just doing a request to the town council to invite no more than 2 of our members?
Well, I really feel we should formalize it with a motion so that we can then say exactly, here's what we wanted to say. And then that gets in the minutes, and then I can take that, give it to Vicky, give it to Kurt, give it to Zane, and say, and then put in my 2 cents worth as well.
and then it would go to council and they could say yes or no in their meeting if we.
Well,
if that's-
you know something, that's a good point too, Josh, because the council is meeting yet again in January. The date, the second, the fourth Tuesday, second and fourth Tuesday. So it's the 27 maybe? Yeah, 13 plus 14, 27. So yeah, it could literally then, it wouldn't have to go through the informal route that I was thinking. It could then go to the council. And we can, and I would suggest if we go this route, let's make it, as lack of a better word, as flowery, as gentle, you know what I'm saying?
Well, like Lori said.
Yeah, because
we're wanting to collaborate.
Yeah,
It's not-
collaborative, all the good positive words so that,
I want to respect whatever concerns led to them trying to table us. I mean, I don't know what those are, I guess, is why I'm still a little bit foggy.
well, I tried to say, as I understood it, the main concern was it's only a 45-minute meeting, and there was concern over the time. Is it enough? And in the 5 o'clock, I mean, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot in some way, because it's before the council meeting starts at 6, and they really need to wrap things up because it would be in this room, at 5:45 so that other members start coming in to prep for the meeting, read their stuff, whatever.
I still think we can respect that.
Yeah, yeah. And so, I mean, we could, you want to take a stab or two around the room here as far as what we want to say? And I'll repeat it before we ink it.
I think you were well on your way with the motion.
Yeah, along the ways of a motion to,
We don't have to be participants,
Right,
There you go. Right.
but
I agree.
a
president.
Just want to be able to
President.
hear.
Yeah,
president,
Two members.
I mean, I wouldn't be prepared to ask any questions because we wouldn't have met with an attorney to let us know what direction we can really go.
Exactly.
But it would have gears turning
Mm-hmm.
at the same time everybody else's gears are turning, so we don't get to a position where something,
I like that analogy.
I
You
think
could
so
get
too.
our gears turning at the same time the council gears are turning so that the wheels are in sync, you know?
hopefully we can come together, rather than bump heads.
But like I said, we don't really know what we can or can't do until we
Correct.
talk to attorneys, so us having input is
Well,
kind
they're
of
not going to
pointless.
make decisions in 45 minutes.
Well,
No, they're not gonna make
So, I mean,
any
it's true for them as
decisions,
well, to
they're gonna throw
Be the
out,
recipient of information.
No.
So let me start the sentence and let's edit.
Man, I can't think this up
No.
again.
I like the motion being made, I make a motion, blah, 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 that we respectfully request the town council to allow two RDC members, i.e. a non-majority, two RDC members to attend
I was going to say it.
to attend the house.
Non-participating attendees.
Yeah, there you
Right,
go.
I want to say, to attend for purpose of listening?
Yes.
To attend for purpose of listening, to attend for purpose of listening, the February 10 housing development,
exploratory meeting.
I like that, I was gonna say discussion.
I mean,
The housing,
they're just
the February
really
10
exploring.
exploratory meeting on housing development. So here's what I got so far. The RDC has made a motion. We respectfully request the town council to allow two RDC members to attend for purpose of listening. No, to attend the February 10 exploratory housing development meeting for purpose of listening, in order to be informed and in sync,
Okay, yep.
to be informed and in sync with the council on this issue.
Yeah.
So I'm going to reread it one more time because we may have more ideas. Whoever makes the motion would say something to this effect. Make the motion. The RDC respectfully requests the town council to allow two RDC members, i.e. a non-majority of the RDC, to attend the February 10 exploratory housing development meeting for purpose of listening in order to be informed and in sync with the council on this issue. It's very considerate.
Pretty clear request, yeah.
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 It's formal, but it's very just
Purpose of
clear.
listening. And, hey, you get into the meeting and, you know, you read the room and you might have a question. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's not like you've got.
It'll be brought up later, yeah, to exploratory.
So again, I'll read it one more time. Whoever were to make this motion will need a motion, and we'll need a first and a second. The motion would say, the RDC respectfully requests the town council to allow 2 RDC members, i.e. a non-majority of the RDC, to attend the February 10 exploratory housing development meeting for purpose of listening in order to be informed and in sync with the council on this issue. You know, on this critical issue, or just on this issue, let everybody knows.
Issue, endeavor, I mean,
Topic.
yeah, project. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can say.
It's not an issue. I like that endeavor,
Potential
because we're both
project.
endeavor. It's more,
Endeavor.
I like
yeah.
that, on this endeavor.
Central project.
I'm just rereading the message from Steve to make sure we didn't miss anything.
So yeah, to me, this is good, because it is the consensus of the group, and we're putting it in a way that, okay, hey, you know, we're going to formally communicate it to the.
As you mentioned earlier, you're looking for key players such as infrastructure, street, council,
Yeah.
RDC, TIF,
Yeah,
legal counsel, you know, you're trying to get the right players all there.
let's add, maybe we could add that, the thought of as
So it
co-team
goes back to
players.
Lori's idea of collaboration.
Collaboration,
So
we didn't include that.
collaborating.
Collab, team members. RDC, we could say the RDC as collaborative team members. The RDC as collaborative
I like it. I think it covers everything that was.
team
shared,
members
you know.
respectfully request. So we start off, the RDC as collaborative team members respectfully requests the town council to allow 2 RDC members, i.e. a non-majority of the RDC, to attend the February 10 exploratory housing development meeting for purpose of listening in order to be informed and in sync with the council on this endeavor.
I like it.
Mike, you good with this?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Everybody contributed a word or something, a thought. That's pretty good.
We're collaborative.
There you go.
We just want to join the rest of our team.
Yeah, that's right.
That's it.
We're team players.
I don't know.
Brian, can you hear us still? We just are gonna, it sounds like we're gonna come up with a motion.
Okay.
Pardon me, Barry. You might have had to step out.
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
And I heard all the discussion about the motion.
And you being a school board superintendent, and you, of course, I don't know how many meetings you've been at. Yeah, you probably have attended a lot in your other role. The RDC is a commission of the town council charged with economic development, and particularly big pockets of TIF monies, tax increment financing monies. So they've offered a very conciliatory motion asking to, hey, we as a commission, let us have 2 members at this meeting. How's that strike you?
Yeah, that's fine. I guess my question was, at some point, I thought it was an open public meeting, and I was thinking, as long as you didn't have a quorum there, what difference did it make? But if it's not an open meeting, then I understand why.
Well, it's a very good question. It's not an open meeting. It would be kind of like a committee level meeting where it's not going to be noticed. It's
So-
just
So if
private.
that's the case, then yeah, that makes perfect sense to me, and you have it in the minutes, and to me, that's fine. The council can decide then.
Okay, and what'll happen, once this motion is made, I'll record it in the minutes, but of course, we'll get it on the council agenda. Because you're really asking the town council, so therefore it's an agenda item. Okay, so we need a motion and a second.
Yes, I did start it with Steve helping me as if I'm a young actor on stage. But I would make a motion that we request, and I'll allow this verbiage to be more along the lines of what was written, but I'll try and hit everything I can there. The council, we're requesting up to two members, really, to be able to attend that meeting, which would not be a quorum, so that we're just there in a listening capacity, wanting to be in sync with what the town is learning about this exploratory meeting about housing, and we wish to work collaboratively with them on this endeavor.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Got a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, very good. So we got Brady with the motion, Gavin with the second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, yes. Okay, great. Yeah, nice. I'm glad you brought that up, Lori, and everybody kind of, who sends worth to kind of get it hammered out here. And you too, Barry, thank you.
Communication is the key.
It is, and I just don't want to see us down the road trying to interpret what they've all heard that we didn't hear. So I think in sync was a very good part of that motion. We're all hearing the same thing at the same time.
Yeah, that's very good. Very good.
Do you have any updates you would like to pass along, or?
Oh, thanks, Josh. No, I'm trying to think, no, okay, so once BZA, assuming they make the same agreeable decision to switch meetings, then our next meeting as RDC would be in February, the 3rd of the month, the 3rd Wednesday of the month. And I, in turn, will get Kurt to come here and, we can start the dialogue with him, and we'll see what else may be on the agenda by that time, but.
All right. Get a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
I'm motion
Oh,
to
beat
adjourn.
me to it, I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. What
Did
time
you
is
get a
it?
sign here
Yeah,
first,
now it's 6:37. Thank you, Barry. Have a good evening.
You as well. Be safe driving home. I just got a report that there was a significant wreck on the Indiana Toll Road, and that Noble County travel is not good. So be careful.
Well,
Thank you.
we're in
Thank you.
yellow right now.
Yeah, we are.
Advisory.
Have a good day, you guys.
You
Thank
too.
you, you too.
Thanks, Barry. We'll be in touch.